Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth with lifeonfire.com. In today's episode, you're going to see 7 minutes of just glory and thunder from the stage of the Pathfinders event. And basically what happened here is my church puts on these, it's called Pathfinders, and it's awakening leadership and awakening the marketplace. And what's so cool about this event is there's about 350, 400 people, and it's entrepreneurs all from around San Diego. And the whole focus of the event is to just inspire other people at the breakfast, to have camaraderie, networking. And it was a huge honor to be featured as one of the speakers. And it was only 7 minutes. And if you have ever presented before, the shorter the presentation, the harder it gets. I was super nervous for this thing because I didn't have enough time to really prepare. So you're about to see 7 minutes on the stage at the Pathfinders event. And what's so cool is as I was on the way up there, I said, you know what, my God, just flow through me, and I want to give them the right 7 minutes. And I really think that you'll get some good takeaways out of this about your story, and it will relate back to about the purpose that you have in your business and with what you're doing. And so I think you're going to enjoy it. So check it out.
Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and I'm a kick-ass business coach, and I'm on an absolute mission to help you find your purpose in life, to help you love what you do for work every single day, to help you be the rock star that you are meant to be, to make more money than you ever thought was possible, and to have more time freedom so you can actually enjoy the life that you're living. I'm here to help you set your life on fire.
All right, well, our next and last speaker, the anchor, is a young man by the name of Nick Unsworth. He's an entrepreneur, business coach, host of the #1 entrepreneurial inspiration show on iTunes, Life on Fire TV. And this guy lives to inspire the masses to do what they love and relentlessly pursue their passion and literally live the dream. And this guy's doing it. You're going to love him. Help me welcome to the stage, Nick Unsworth!
Put that gong away, sir. I was trying to feed him wine last night to butter him up. Uh-oh, it's sticking. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dive in real quick into my story because we only have just a few minutes. So what my story is about is really overcoming adversity. It's taking fear, looking it in the face, and just going straight towards it. And the coolest part of the journey is being plugged into Pathfinders, Connect Groups, C3 Church, and that's where my growth completely took off. So, I think that's cool. So, what I want you to think about real quick is think about why you became an entrepreneur. Or maybe when you were a little kid, think about when you were a kid, what those dreams looked like. You know, did you want to be the fireman? Did you want to be Dr. Matt when you grew up? I told him I was going to mention him at least 3 times in the presentation, so there's 2. But, you know, think about it back when you were a child. You know, what were some of those dreams that you had? And imagine like that childlike enthusiasm to just go for it. You didn't care. You didn't know what you didn't know. You didn't know that things weren't possible. You didn't know that other people around you were going to, you know, try and steal your dreams and tell you that you can't do it. So as a kid, you know, there's childhood dreams. And for me, it was I wanted to build a business. I wanted to sell a business. You know, I looked around at my friends, family. As a kid, you know, my dad was working so much that he was never really around. And for me, I didn't understand why. So I just knew that I wanted to be a dad one day and be home. And so think about what your dreams were as a kid, or why you're an entrepreneur now, and like, you know, what the purpose of all this actually is. So basically, from that point, I became an entrepreneur. I started in network marketing. You know, 3 people who get 3 people get 3 people. Surely it didn't work that way. I failed at everything I touched. I'll fast forward through my 20s. I failed at 11 different businesses to the point where I was $50,000 in debt. Everyone around me was saying, why don't you just be more like your brother? You're obviously not good at this. You seem like you're a smart guy, but you keep failing at everything. Why are you doing this to yourself? And I was at that point, my mom gave me the book, The Secret, and in it she just wrote, I believe in you. I read that book, and I said, you know what? Screw them. I'm going to go out and freaking do it. I'm not forgetting my dream. I'm going to go all in. So I said, you know what? I tattooed a goal on my chest that says believe 2012 backwards. So in the mirror, I can read it, but if you're looking at me, you're like, dude, what's up with the schmeg on your chest, you know? And so I tattooed this goal on my chest because I needed that belief. I needed accountability. I didn't want to live with that thing. I didn't want to be, explaining this my whole life. So, but think of just how important that is the belief, right? It's the belief in yourself. It's the belief in a higher source. It's believing that you can do it and never settling. If you're sitting here right now and you're like, if I asked you the question, what would you do for your career if you had hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank? You already traveled the world, you already played enough golf or whatever it is that you do. What would you do with your time? What would give you fulfillment in your heart? And if it's not what you're doing right now, I hate to say it, you're doing the wrong freaking thing. It's true, because if you don't love what you do, you are settling for something. And that's what I do now as a coach, is I help people see their purpose and what I believe to be their God-given purpose, and I help bring that out of them, because oftentimes people are going through the motions and not doing what it is that they're called to do. And so I'm going to jump back to my story. So through my 20s, I kept going and going, failing at everything. I got the book from my mom. Oh man, it's on 3 minutes. Got the book from my mom, said, I believe in you. I got the tattoo, and it was at that point that I just completely shifted. And I became a Facebook marketing expert because I went to a conference and it seemed like a good idea. Everyone came back, they're like, Nick, you're not even on Facebook. How the heck are you going to be a Facebook marketing expert? That's ridiculous. And I said, yeah, but I bought a course and I know more than you. But you don't even have a profile. So I was like, yeah, but I'll figure it out. So long story short, the timing was good. I built that business, and within 2 years, by the time I was 30, my childhood goal, by 2 years, I sold that advertising agency, and guess what year it was? 2012. Exactly the year that I said I would do it. So I sold that business in 2012. I moved from Connecticut all the way to beautiful San Diego. How awesome is San Diego, right? The people, the weather. So I moved to San Diego, and I'm like, this is it. I finally made it. I finally did it. I'm now living my dream. This is the purpose I had when I was a little kid. And guess what? I got to San Diego. I got a beautiful place on the water. I do want to clarify. I think Colin said PB. Let's call it Crown Point, okay? Give me some, let's call it Crown Point. We're on the bay. But so I got a beautiful place. I went from living with my grandmother's couch, literally, an old musty brown couch, in the ghetto of Hartford, to a beautiful place in Crown Point. And so I had a bunch of money, things were good, I should be really, really happy, and guess what happened? It was the worst and lowest point of my entire life. Isn't that insane? Like, how could you not be happy, Nick? You made all this money, dude. You've got this sweet couch now. You've got a huge TV. I know you don't watch TV, but you've got a huge one in every room, right? But what happened was I achieved the goal, and that was it. And what I realized in that moment, when I was on the balcony drinking a Sculpin, my favorite beer, that it's not about the destination. It's like people that I know in my life, some family members, that say things like, well, when we retire, then we're going to live it up. Then we're going to be happy. Screw that. It's about the journey now. That's what I realized. It's about today. It's about now's journey. It's about living it up now. So I realized that all that time I spent sacrificing my 20s, not living, not being present, not being available, being a complete workaholic, and I realized that it's about the journey along the way, and it's about purpose. So the biggest moral of this story is really about the purpose, and from that, I realized on that balcony that I need to do something that's going to matter. That's when I found God, found C3. My first date was with my beautiful wife at C3, Megan Ann. And just to fast forward so I don't get gone in 14 seconds, fast forward by plugging into Pathfinders, truly, and connect groups. I ended up meeting amazing people and quadrupled my income in the past 12 months. So get to a connect group and quadruple your income. Thank you very much.
Come on, give it up for Nick Unsworth.